Under the Page Options heading, we can add page numbers, page info, and crop marks. To do so, place a check mark in the Page Options checkbox. By placing a check mark in the Page Numbers checkbox, you can see the page number at the bottom right corner of the page. Here's the page info, and the crop marks will be a little bit difficult to see, but they're going to be right at the corner of each one of these images. We can also add photo info by placing a check mark in the photo info checkbox. Now you'll have to select what kind of photo info you want to add. Right now, it's defaulted to file name, so you can see the file name under each one of these images. BMW 004. If you want to change that to, say, exposure, you can. And there's several other options as well here. If you want to create your own custom, just click on Edit and a dialog box will appear. And you can add additional information from each one of these drop-down menus here. You can also change it to custom text. And that way you can type in your own text. So in the custom text, just type in sample text. And you'll now see that appear underneath each image. You can change the font size of the sample text over here. I'll just set it to 14. And so now it's a little bit larger so we can see it better. The next adjustment panel here is print job. Here we can specify whether we want to print to a printer or output the file as a JPEG image. You're going to select that from this menu here. If we select printer, we have the options to print on draft mode by placing a check mark in this checkbox. Keep in mind, if you do print in draft mode, all other options become disabled. So you can't set the print resolution, print sharpening, and so on. So I'll leave that unchecked for now. Also note that draft mode will print a very low quality image. Alternatively, if you decide not to print in draft mode, you can specify the print resolution. Right now I have it set to 240 pixels per inch, which is standard for print. If you want better quality, you can go up to 300 pixels per inch. If you want Lightroom to sharpen your images, place a check mark in the print sharpening checkbox. You can also set how much the image is sharpened, whether it's low, standard, or high. If you've already adjusted these images in the develop module, then you don't really need to do this because you've already made the adjustments elsewhere. Here you can select the type of paper you'll be printing on, whether it's matte or glossy. You can output this as a 16-bit output, but this is not normally necessary because printers can, for the most part, only handle up to 8-bit. And so you can leave that part unchecked. You can set the color profile of the printer you will be using in this menu here under color management. So from this menu, it defaults to manage by printer. If you want to specify a printer, you can. And again, if you click other, this dialog box is going to appear with all the profiles on your computer. So you should see your printer's profiles located here. If you don't see them, you'll need to reinstall your printer drivers. If you place a check mark in print adjustment, you can make brightness and contrast adjustments that will be applied to these images when they're sent to your printer. But typically you don't want to do that. You definitely want to make your adjustments in the develop module rather than having Lightroom automatically do these types of things before sending it off to print. Now when you've configured these settings, you can go ahead and click the print button and it'll be sent to your printer right away. So make sure you do adjust your print settings in page setup before pressing the print button.